Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing some resin on our brand new heating mat. We are heating up just one part of our resin so that we don't shorten the work time too much. So in these molds we just dusted some mica powders, and this one is the Death Star, as you can see. That's half of it. See this shiny mica powder. That is actually Jade Diction black mica powder. I did not show it to you, but putting the two pieces together there. It's just a Death Star, like an ice cube thing. These are eyeshadows I got from Dollar Tree, and I used them in the two hearts down there. And that is a Dollar Tree makeup brush that I used. I used the white one in that one. And here I show you the actual names of the eyeshadow. I do not hold them up to the camera long enough. But anyway, so yeah, those are just Dollar Tree eyeshadows, and I just use them as mica powder. And then Rebecca used this metallic silver on the bow portion of this little trinket box with the Dollar Tree makeup brush. It actually came in a little set of miniature brushes. Okay, and now we're just getting the resin ready to mix. This is a spatula that we got from Dollar Tree also, because we use a big container and it's easier to stir when we have a longer handle. Okay, now we're just going to grab the warmed up part A and mix up our resin. So here we have the glitter that I'm using. It is from Resin. It is a holographic pink color. The seal was not completely attached when I went to open it, so there's glitter everywhere. I'm going to put those in the two hearts, and then this is the same company. It's a black holographic that I'm putting in the Death Star and the owl. And here I was planning on making a green elephant, but as you'll see, there was a change of plans. And then Rebecca is using this bright pink glitter in her resin for the box. We're just going to pour. You can't really see what I'm doing off camera there, but it's the same thing Rebecca's doing here, just adding the glitter to the resin. We're not adding any inks or anything to the glitters here, or to the resins here. We're just adding the glitters. And now it's time to pour. Here I'm realizing that the table or the mat or the molds aren't exactly level, so I'm going to try to level those out with a popsicle stick, stir stick thing. And Rebecca's going to go ahead and pour hers. Oh, I got a little ahead of myself there. This is where I realized that they aren't level. Carefully maneuvering it onto the stick. And Rebecca is getting into her lid there. And I'm knocking around the tripod. Okay, now I'm starting with the Death Star, and Rebecca is just using a stick to try and make sure the resin gets in every little nook and cranny of the mold and dislodging any air bubbles she can find. I find that this cup that I'm using here for the Death Star is easier than the pipette because it's quicker, but it has a little spout, so I can direct the pour easier. And remember to pour slowly to make sure you get all of your little grooves and details. Okay, and the first batch wasn't enough, so I have to add a little more resin to the Death Star. And Rebecca is leveling out her lid, and she was squishing out all the air bubbles and whatnot. Oh, still leveling. And round 3 for the Death Star. This time I just added some clear, I didn't add any more glitter. And there we go. Now I'm pouring that black, or the pink, the leftover pink into the owl. Because again, I didn't have enough resin to make what I wanted. So I'm just improvising, using the rest of the pink here into the owl, scraping as much as I can out of that cup. And you see Rebecca still has some left over as well. Okay, now I'm pouring the rest of the black that I had in there. So it's going to be a mixture of the pink and the black, holographic glitter and the owl. Now Rebecca is going to pour some of her pink into the elephant because I did not have enough left to make the green that I wanted. Okay, now I'm squishing the ears of the elephant to try and get the air bubbles out because these kind of molds tend to have a lot of air bubbles, little pockets where the air gets trapped. So I'm just squishing it around, just trying to get some resin to flow into all the little areas, not tapping. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo. And it's not quite full, so I have to mix up a new little batch of whatever clear I had left over. And topping off the owl, and then I overpour into the owl right here. And so Rebecca's going to grab a pipette for me and start siphoning out some of that while I fill up the rest of the elephant. And then we just grabbed a little teddy bear mold that we have lying around for the rest of the resin because we do not like wasting at all. And here we thought the elephant was a little crooked because it kind of is, but it was way too wiggly to try and level out with a popsicle stick. So we aborted that decision rather quickly. And then I'm just going to fill up the teddy bear. Just empty out whatever's in the pipette, and then I'm just going to pour into the mold. I like to just squeeze every drop out because I do not like wasting anything at all of the resin. And Rebecca's just scraping the stuff back into the owl. And this is me trying to fix the elephant. It didn't work. And here I am pouring whatever mixture. I honestly don't remember what all that is. I think it was just some more holographic glitters mixed together. And I still had leftovers, so I'm using the pipette to fill up these X's and O's from a tic-tac-toe set, and we are actually going to be turning those into jewelry. I've decided to do one of the sets of X's and O's on the heating mat and one without to see which ones come out better. And I still had some leftover resin, so I'm just going to pour it into this giant square ice cube mold. And I just used a popsicle stick to pop some of the bubbles that were there on the surface. Here I am about to pour the resin into that ice cube mold now. And it's not going to fill the mold. We're just going to keep it for whenever we have leftover resin and make a layered piece. Hello! So, it is the next morning. These are good and cured, except, okay, they were done last night, we think, but we just wanted to let them sit overnight. So now we're going to demold them and see what they look like. So we did this off the heating mat and this one on the heating mat just to see what would happen. This one's still a little soft, so I'm not going to demold that one. Let's see, this one is also a little soft, honestly. So we'll just set those aside for later. Okay, and then I sprayed this one with rubbing alcohol to try and get rid of the bubbles, and it broke the tension, so it leaked. So, but it's fine. It's all good. So let's start with the little hearts. And these are the ones that I dusted eyeshadow in before pouring. Ooh, listen to that. Okay. That's the purple. Oh, look how pretty. Look how pretty. Okay. So this is the pink one. Ooh, it's got some good shimmer to it. It looks like you can see the glitter coming through too, so that's cool. So there's those. It does have a sort of gray look to it, darker look to it, because I used the same brush that I did the Death Star with, which, by the way, I forgot to show you. This is what I put in the Death Star. J-Diction black mica powder. Anyhow, next we'll do the owl. Oh. That's pretty cool looking. And the heating pad definitely reduced the number of bubbles that we tend to get on this. So, yeah, this also, okay, so I dusted the white in this one, but I used the same brush as the Death Star and the flowers. So that's why it's got this kind of weird frosty look to it. But I think it still looks pretty cool. Okay. Next, we'll do the elephant. Look, Mr. Frodo. Holy balls. Okay. These are always more difficult because of all the little areas to go into. Get some air in there. Oh, I think that looks pretty. I thought it was going to be pink. Looks more purple, probably because of the black holographic glitter. But like, there's no air bubbles really. Oh, there's a little. Right there, there's an air bubble on the bottom of the ear. But I still think it's cute. Okay. Now for the teddy bear that was extra resin. Ooh, look how sparkly. I'll just peel those off. Cut that off later. Look how sparkly. Okay. Now the Death Star. So when I tested this with water, it didn't leak. But the times I've used it with resin, it has. So I'm gonna have to start using tape around there before filling it. But that extra stuff will just peel right off. So anyway, let's try and loosen this a bit. This is not the easiest to open with resin inside. Actually, I'm going to open this off camera and then demold it. Okay, so I'm going to start with the lid here. Ooh, look at how pretty. These. It's got a few air bubbles. It's not too bad though. Okay, so I've gotten the top loosened. So we'll just open that, technically the bottom, and then that I'll just clean up a bit. Oh, what is happening here? That's new. It's a hole. Okay, let's see if we can loosen the bottom up now. That is really weird. Huh, that's where it leaked out. It could be, yeah. Okay, let's break off some of this stuff. That was a nice satisfying pop. So that's what it looks like. At least that's on the back. It's, you know, right before it gets destroyed. That's all. And then we can just scrape that stuff off later. But yeah, it still looks cool on this side. Yeah. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, so it's just like a little paperweight. I'm glad, so we have smaller Death Star molds, but they fill in from the top. So when they cure, that starts getting flattened on the top. But I like that this one fills from the bottom, because then you can just sit it on a table and it won't roll around or anything, and it will still look like the Death Star. But anyway, so consensus on the mat is I think it does help with the bubbles. What do you think, Rebecca?
On the lid it did. There's none on the lid, but the base still has quite a few on the edge.
So we have to heat the part of the resin more before mixing. Okay. So anyway, and it did not melt the plastic underneath, which is a bonus, but it's not level. Like this clip, I don't know if I put it in, maybe I put it on the table upside down. I don't know, because this is flat and this one's rounded, so maybe I just put it on upside down. I don't know. We'll try again with it facing the other way and see what happens. But I think that's why we had issues with unevenness. But check out our next video where we will do something special with these. Okay, like this video if you liked it. Comment down below what your favorite resin piece was of these, and what other things you would like to see from us. And subscribe for more videos. Until next time, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.